We come here for three things. One, to stop the war. Two, legalization for all the immigrants and all the communities to have a good benefits and good life.
IBAW is here to support the immigrant community, basically because we know that the military targets this community in particular.
It's International Workers' Day. This is a day the immigrants have brought us back and reclaimed May Day for working people here in Chicago, brought May Day back home, and we're glad to be here today.
Nuevamente van las banderas, va la manta y sacamos a todos los en el medio.
Necesitamos tener...
To support our people so they stop the raids and deportation and the separation of families.
I don't know what I've been told. I don't know what I've been told. President Bush has got to go. President Bush has got to go. Sold out. 1, 2, sold out. 3, 4. Bring it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We're going to have trouble here. We don't want that here.
Well, my name is Raul, and I came on the bus with the Logan Square Neighborhood Association. And I came because we need to be a strong movement to support immigrant rights. And as you can see, Chicago has very strong support for legalization. The last couple of years, the marches have been huge, thousands and thousands of people. There's still thousands out today. And so I think that, you know, we got to continue with the tradition, because around the world, May Day is a day to march for workers' rights. And the rights for people, and so I just think it's great that it's happening in Chicago, because that's where it originated from.
We want legalization. We want better immigration laws.
We came here to fight for a legalization for all the immigrants that only just come here to work and not to damage other people.
You see other people right here? He's fighting for everything, because they want to support their family, you know. We are here for support my family too.
My name is Rafiq Jaber. I came from Palestine 34 years ago. So I immigrated to this country, and I know how the struggles and what we have to go through to build what we have. I think, and like most immigrants, we don't look for handout, but we're looking for justice and fairness, you know, to have equality and equality also with the kind of work. And my struggle is not easy for any American, of course, and for any immigrant, whether being new or American, especially with changes of economic situation in the world as a whole, especially now with people with the prices of food and prices of you know, everything that's going up, the fuel, the energy. All these things going to make it a lot more harder for those people, especially who did not get up on their feet yet. So we need, as a nation, to work together to help each other and have the quality jobs and good pay and health care for the people around the country, because that's very important to do so. And I hope one of these days that would be celebrating here with equality, and everybody's having the opportunity to succeed and do well in this country.
After September 11th, 5,000 Arabs and Muslims were detained immediately after September 11th. A few months after that, 8,000 more Arab and Muslim men were brought in by the FBI for questioning. About a year later, 83,000 Arab and Muslim men, nationals of Arab and Muslim countries, were forced to specially register with the INS. That means they were forced to go to the INS building and get fingerprinted and questioned and photographed. And some of the questions they were asking them, because we were working with lawyers at the time from the National Lawyers Guild and ACLU, and they told us that they were asking them, who are the organizers in your communities? Who are the people who lead the mosques and the community centers in your communities? That's the kind of questions they were asking these immigrants without status. 16,000 of those 83,000 automatically went to detention and deportation proceedings. Out of all of those people, mostly men from those Arabs and Muslim countries, how many were charged with anything related to terrorism? Zero. Not one person was charged with anything related to terrorism. They were charged on minor immigrant technical violations and they were deported, just like the tens of thousands of Mexican and Central Americans who have been detained and deported by the policies of this government.
I'm not working today.
Yeah,
I'm marching.
Today.
Oh, it's International Workers' Day, and my parents are workers. I'm going to be a worker. I'm not in the upper class. And I think people across the world need to unite against those people that want to keep us divided, like the governments and the capitalists.
Hey, everybody, walk off the job.
Today is the day for the labor movement for immigration. That's what we're marching today, for the rights of all immigrants. Not just some people, for everybody.
How many workers would you, in the local, would you classify as immigrants, first generation, that this issue of immigration policy would affect them most closely?
20%?
Yeah.
About 20 to 30%.
That's the 15,000 local?
12,000.
12,000 local, yeah.
It's about, maybe about 40 Hispanic, 40% Hispanic, the rest Afro-American.
Yeah. So this is a big issue for your local?
Yes, it is. And we're supporting the issue. This is my first march, and I'm enjoying it.
I came today because we really need to be here for the people. They have been mistreated long enough, and we need some justice.
Tell me about equality. Is that what this struggle is about?
That's what we was based on at one time, but this is not no longer equality. This is injustice. And we are going to march until we can get some type of action from our congressmen and our representatives and the rest of our leaders in this country.
We're proud to march here, not only for immigrant rights, but for full equality for all workers, for health care for everybody, the right to join unions. Today's Workers' Day. It's a holiday for working people, and we're happy to be here.
We're tired of the divide and conquer mentality. We all need to get together. Hispanics and African Americans need to get together. I work in Chicago Public Schools. There's 3,400 cafeteria workers. Half of them are African American, the other half are Hispanic. And we got the best contract and the best things we ever got because we came together.
Okay, good. This is sounding good.
How's the turnout? How's the turnout?
It's wonderful. This is already a success. Politicians will have to talk about this today.
I'm a member of Iraq Veterans Against the War, and we're marching today in the Immigrant March and rally to advocate immigrants' rights. The first Marine, first soldier, first service member to be killed in Iraq was actually what they're calling green card warrior, Jose Gutierrez. He was a lance corporal in the Marine Corps, and he was the first one killed. Yeah, he was. He is. Oh, good. I'd like to meet him. He never got to see his papers. So since 2000, there were 29,000 immigrant soldiers. By 2005, there were 39,000 immigrant soldiers, and last number I heard was in July of 2007. Nice significant jump to 69,000 immigrant soldiers. So the numbers are staggering. It's clear-cut evidence of a backdoor draft.
You know, in my unit, there were quite a few of us that didn't have our citizenship, and when we got deployed, you know, a lot of people thought that we were told that they were going to get their citizenship by getting deployed, and you know, it wasn't until we got back home and they didn't get their citizenship that we realized the military, you know, they don't have the authority to grant that. And once again, you know, the government and the military is promoting these lies and feeding them to us, and you know, we want to have faith in that, but when it gets down to the reality, just like it gets down to the reality on the ground in Iraq, it's not what's going on.
Isn't it a fact that the military has no authority to grant citizenship?
Well, my understanding is that they actually are making efforts to push it through.
Making efforts, but at
yeah,
this point, where so many are serving and have lost their lives.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the thing is, you've got like all the thousands of people here today marching for, you know, for their rights, marching to you know, advocate to get their citizenship or even a worker's permit or a student's visa. They're not getting it. The Department of Homeland Security has basically built a wall. It's like the Berlin Wall of, it's a bureaucratic Berlin Wall. It's basically what Department of Homeland Security has become. They're inaccessible. The fees are jacked up. It's I mean, significantly jacked up. So, you know, these, again, it's pushing the immigrant workers and their families into economic hardship.
Now that it's not just immigrants, it's all citizens of this country as well who don't have the means to afford college or happen to live in some place where there's few economic opportunities.
Yeah, simultaneously with this backdoor draft and those numbers I mentioned earlier, you've also got, yes, we're in the middle of a recession, our country, there's no jobs are scarce.
What did you join the military for? What did you expect?
Well, I joined just prior to 9/11. I was in basic by January 2000. I joined because I wanted a career in law enforcement as an FBI agent. So I thought the best route, a good stepping stone for that career would be, you know, military police. And that's what I was, an MP at the 101st Airborne Division. So when I got to the military and I was at the 101st, I learned very quickly what it means to. Well, I served in Kosovo as well, so I mean, I guess it kind of turned me off to guns, to violence, and dealing with you know, criminal elements. Not only criminal elements, I would say, you know, your bad guys in the streets, but also, you know, people I'm working with, people I'm working for, people who had authority within the ranks of the military. Corruption, same thing. Absolutely, yeah. It's like for this war, the war we're involved in now is it was illegal to begin with, and it's definitely it's criminal.
Well, that's right. The war on terror is, I mean, which is what we consist of. We consist of veterans from the quote-unquote war on terror. And really what that's doing is it's taking away our civil liberties, it's taking away our freedoms and our ability to assemble and stand up for what we believe in and stand up for what I actually signed up in the military for, was to stand up for the Constitution, for the Declaration of Independence. You know, these are radical declarations of freedom that we completely are disregarding right now in this war, quote-unquote, war on terror. And I'm proud to stand up with these brothers and fight for those things again.
You know what, while we're over there in Iraq, apparently liberating the Iraqi people, in our very own communities here, it feels like our own liberties are being taken away.
Is that what you expected when you joined up in the military, to come to this realization?
You know what, I didn't. No, I mean, when I joined the military, I didn't really care much about what went on in society. Once I left the military, you know, I don't know, I had like an awakening somehow. I don't know when, I don't know where, but 4 years later, here I am.